Created by a kid and their parent, using Talebot.
Alexander and the Yeti of Adventure Bay, a journey of courage and magic. A special bedtime story for Alexander. In a small, quaint village nestled between the whispering woods and the shimmering sea, there lived a young boy named Alexander. Adventure Bay was home to Alexander, a place where every corner held a story, and every shadow danced with secrets. Despite the beauty and magic that adorned his hometown, Alexander felt a growing pang of fear towards the unknown, a feeling that often accompanies the journey of growing up. One chilly evening, as the moon hung low, casting a silver glow over Adventure Bay, Alexander overheard the village elders speak of a mysterious Yeti that lived in the mountains. They spoke in hushed tones about its magical powers and how it guarded the secrets of the forest. The thought of such a creature both terrified and fascinated Alexander. Driven by a curious blend of fear and wonder, Alexander decided that he would seek out the Yeti. He believed that if he could face this creature, maybe, just maybe, he could also overcome his fears of the unknown. Packing a small bag with essentials, some food, a blanket, and his favorite book for courage, Alexander set off under the cover of night. The woods that he had played in as a child now seemed unfamiliar and intimidating in the moonlight. Shadows danced between the trees, and every rustle of leaves sent his heart racing. As he ventured deeper, the forest gave way to a steep incline, the beginning of the mountains that skirted Adventure Bay. It was here that Alexander felt his resolve waver. He looked back towards the village, a haven of light against the encroaching darkness, and wondered if his quest was folly. Yet, the thought of returning without facing the Yeti made his steps heavy with disappointment. Squaring his shoulders, he whispered words of encouragement to himself, remembering the countless stories of heroes he had read about who faced their fears head-on. The mountain path was treacherous, and more than once, Alexander found himself sliding on loose stones, his heart skipping beats every time. After what felt like hours, he reached a plateau where the moonlight illuminated a cave entrance. It was then that he heard it, a gentle, deep rumbling that resonated through the still night air. The Yeti. Gathering every ounce of his courage, Alexander approached the cave.
Talebot, tailor-made tales for your child's dreams.
Inside, the sight that greeted him was not what he had expected. There, under the glow of moonlight that filtered through a crack in the cave, sat the Yeti. It was not the fearsome beast spoken of in hushed tones but a gentle giant, with fur as white as snow and eyes that sparkled with a kind light. The Yeti spoke, its voice a soft echo. "Why does a child wander so far from home in search of me?" Alexander, though afraid, found his voice. "I wanted to see if the stories were true. And I thought if I could face you, I could face anything." The Yeti smiled, a warm, understanding smile. "Fear is but a step towards courage. You have shown great bravery coming here. Remember, the magic of growing up isn't in leaving your fears behind, but in facing them with an open heart." As dawn broke, painting the sky with hues of pink and gold, the Yeti shared stories of Adventure Bay's past, tales of magic woven into the very fabric of the land. Alexander listened, enthralled, realizing that every fear hides a story waiting to be understood. With the first rays of the sun, the Yeti stood, towering over Alexander, and placed a gentle, massive hand upon his head. "Carry this courage with you, and remember, the unknown holds not just fears, but wonders beyond imagination." As Alexander made his way back to the village, the world around him seemed different, alive with magic. He realized that growing up wasn't something to fear but a journey to be embraced. Each step, a story, each shadow, a friend. When he finally returned home, Alexander was not the same boy who had left. He had faced the unknown, discovered the magic within himself, and realized that courage was not the absence of fear, but the determination to face it. Adventure Bay buzzed with excitement as Alexander shared his tale. The myth of the Yeti, once a shadow of fear, became a symbol of courage and wonder. And for Alexander, every new day was a promise of adventure, an opportunity to explore the magic of growing up. As the moon rose over Adventure Bay that night, Alexander fell asleep to dreams filled with magical creatures and enchanted forests, a brave heart beating steadily within him, ready for whatever adventures lay ahead.
Created by a kid and their parent using Talebot, click the link in the video description to create your own story.